My name is Jessica Peterson. I am a certified family law specialist and I am the managing attorney here at JWB Family Law in San Diego. Welcome to Tuesday's Tips. Today I want to talk to you briefly about how retirement accounts, pensions, how those are divided in a dissolution. Accounts like 401ks, 403bs, pensions, those kinds of accounts cannot just be rolled over. They can't just be divided without a very specific order called a qualified domestic relations order. And those qualified domestic relations orders are prepared by attorneys. Family law attorneys don't generally prepare them. We farm them out to attorneys who do nothing but prepare these agreements and do the calculations for how they're going to be divided. So when we are talking about retirement accounts, deferred benefit accounts, pensions, if there are community and separate property interests in the accounts, those calculations have to be done. If there was money in the account on the date of the marriage, and then if there is money contributed to the account after the date of separation, those accounts that have those contributions are going to have a separate property component. And so you have to figure out what the community property interest in the account is before it can be divided. And so when we get to that point in a case when we are dividing the retirement accounts, going through the financials, generally the parties will agree on an attorney that is going to prepare those qualified domestic relations orders and determine the community property interest in each account. So your judgment paperwork or your marital settlement agreement will generally have a provision about how that attorney is going to be paid for, who is going to be selecting that attorney, or if you have an agreement, who that attorney is going to be. And then once the judgment or the marital settlement agreement is finalized, the parties go off to the attorneys who are going to prepare those orders, take them the judgment or the marital settlement agreement, and the attorney will request statements, will get in contact with the plan administrator if necessary, and will prepare the documents necessary to divide those accounts. It's important to note that if you are dividing retirement accounts, 401ks, pensions, those kinds of things, you are not going to have to pay the taxes and penalties that you would pay if you were withdrawing from that account early. Because you are going through a dissolution and because those accounts are being divided as a result of that dissolution, there are no taxes, no penalties, and so that's not a concern. That is a concern that some people have, but they don't need to be worried about that. If you are starting a dissolution, if you are in the middle of a dissolution, if you have a draft of a marital settlement agreement from a mediator, and you have questions about what it looks like to divide those retirement accounts, please contact our offices, set up a consultation. We are ready and happy to help you. Thank you.